Bryant Street Publishing presents A Matter of Indiscretion, Lords of Lancashire, by Jackie Barbosa. Read for you by Veronica Parker. Forward. Readers with a keen interest in British history during the Regency may express some doubt as to the premise on which this story rests, to wit, that a very young William Pitt the Younger could have visited France in the fall of 1780 and fathered a child before returning home and being elected to Parliament in January of 1781. All I can say is that while it is highly unlikely, it's not impossible. And if you can roll with dozens of young, handsome, unmarried dukes in your Regency romances, I hope you can suspend your disbelief to allow for the possibility that Pitt's famous disinterest in romantic entanglements might have sprung from a broken heart garnered during a brief interlude in France shortly before the Revolution. After all, stranger things have happened. Jackie. 1. London, England. Late February, 1805. The corridor outside the Foreign Secretary's office was colder than a harlot's embrace. Not only did the walls of the building offer little protection from the winter chill, but a fierce draught whistled along the narrow passageway, likely making it colder inside than out. As he sat on the bench beside the door and waited to be summoned, Thomas Pearce pulled his lapels together and wished he had brought his overcoat. He sincerely hoped the secretary kept a healthy fire burning in his grate. Otherwise, Thomas might develop the grip and be of no use to anyone. A facility for languages was, after all, of little value if one lost one's voice. It had been 3 weeks since his application to the Foreign Office had been accepted, and this was to be his first meeting with his superior. Thomas presumed he would receive orders to his diplomatic post today, although he was a bit surprised to be called here for that purpose. Typically, such a menial task would be performed by some minor functionary, not the secretary himself. But perhaps the oddity could be explained by the fact that Lord Harrowby and Thomas's father, the Earl of Ormondy, were personally acquainted, thanks to their years together in Parliament. Whatever the reason for the change in protocol, Thomas would be glad to begin his assignment. Although at the moment, he did rather favor the notion of Italy or Portugal over, say, Russia or Habsburg. Nor, come to think of it, would he object to posting to one of the Caribbean colonies. From what he had heard, it was never cold there at all. He rubbed his hands over his arms and stared longingly at the office door, which chose precisely that moment to pop open. Out of the open doorway poked the graying head of none other than Lord Harrowby himself. He beckoned Thomas and...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?